That was Prince Charles's brilliant speech that he made to the nation on television on Friday night. And most people agree with me that that was pitch perfect, and I think a pivotal moment in the history of British monarchy. And if it is to seamlessly pass on from Her Majesty the Queen to King Charles III, then that speech, I think, will have eased the way. He's behaving himself with great dignity and I think catching the mood of the nation right. We're very sad the Queen has gone, but I think we have an air of optimism surrounding the ascension to the throne of King Charles III. Now, of course, that's not the only change in royal circles that have happened. When someone like the Queen dies, there's all sorts of changes that happen. And of course, Prince William became the Prince of Wales upon Her Majesty's demise. So he is now the Prince of Wales. He has spoken to the First Minister, Mark Drakeford, down there, and has acknowledged his and Kate's deep affection for Wales. Kensington Palace said the Prince expressed to Mark Drakeford that they would do their part to support the aspirations of the Welsh people. The Prince and Princess look forward to celebrating Wales's proud history and traditions, as well as the future that is full of promise. They will seek to live up to the proud contribution that members of the royal family have made in years past. Now, let's go straight over to talk about this connection between Wales and the royal family, the new Prince of Wales. Of course, they've had the then Prince Charles, Prince of Wales, for many, many years, and now they have Prince William. So let's talk to Welsh journalist Marcus Stead. Good afternoon, Marcus.
Good afternoon, Kevin. Good to be with you.
What's the feeling down in Wales? Are they pleased to have the new Prince of Wales? Are they? I mean, some people have said to me, how come the Prince of Wales is never Welsh?
Well, the thing I would say, Kevin, is don't pay too much attention to social media. Twitter gets everything wrong. Let's go back to 2014, the Scottish independence referendum. If you've used that as your barometer, you would have thought that the yes side was going to win by a landslide. Then we had the Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Twitter was saying that Hillary Clinton was going to win. Donald Trump won. The EU referendum of 2016, that was Remain, Remain, Remain. In reality, Leave won. And now we're seeing a similar thing now. There's a nasty army of cybernats who aren't behaving with dignity or respect. Look, I respect different opinions to mine. If you want to say that the role of the Prince of Wales has had its day, I respect your right to have an opinion. There's a right and a wrong way to go about it, and there's a right time and a wrong time to go about it. And what I would say is to the general public, please ignore the Twitterati. The vast majority of people I am speaking to in Wales warmly welcome the idea of Prince William being Prince of Wales and are actually quite excited about Kate becoming Princess of Wales, following in her own way, but in a similar way to Princess Diana. And we saw today with the proclamation at Cardiff Castle, there was a warm welcome for the new king, and I'd like to wish him all the very best.
Hear, hear. Now, we have been discussing, Marcus, on this show for the last hour or so, the affection with which the Queen was held in Scotland, and that we've seen Scottish people lining the streets. Edinburgh is absolutely jam-packed with people paying their respects. So the idea that Scotland is some sort of breakaway nation that doesn't want to know about the British royal family is just not true. You know, we sort of hear noises from Wales along a similar lines. You know, they want independence, they don't want to be ruled by the English, all that sort of thing. But are you saying that just as there is a clear, huge wave of affection for the royal family and the Queen in Scotland, it is the same case in Wales?
Overwhelmingly so, Kevin. The Queen had visited Wales many times. Every time she visited, the streets would be lined, absolutely packed with both Welsh flags and Union Jacks. And I feel that way as well. I'm a proud Welshman. I'm a proud Brit. They're both key to my identity and of who I am. And the Queen, we think about the Aberfan disaster, one of the worst things that happened in the 20th century in this country. My grandfather was one of the rescuers there. He never, ever talked about it, and I think we can see why. You can't begin to imagine what he must have seen. The Queen did regret not coming sooner when the Aberfan disaster happened. She sent Prince Philip in the immediate aftermath. The Queen came a week later, and there was calls for her to come sooner. She said not that long afterwards that was one of the big regrets of her reign, that she didn't come straight away. She thought she would be intruding on private grief, whereas in reality the people wanted to see her. But she did repair that. She came back to Aberfan, I think, 4 times over the years and was given a very warm welcome. And she was sincere. She would listen to the families of the bereaved and also speak to the survivors. She would be very patient and quiet and listen. She planted a tree in the memorial garden. That's probably her most profound contribution to Wales. But there's been lots of fun times as well. Celebrations, Silver Jubilee in 77 before my time, Golden Jubilee, Diamond Jubilee, and Platinum Jubilee. She was here just last October for opening a new session of the Welsh Parliament. The Queen was held with deep respect, love and affection by the people of Wales.
And do you see that baton being passed on to King Charles?
I do, Kevin. I mean, over the years, we've had a mixed relationship with Charles. The investiture, there was some controversy at the time for the reasons you outlined in your opening question. Then there was the Charles and Diana years where Wales opened their hearts to Diana and gave her a huge welcome. Rocky period in the 1990s. That relationship has been repaired to a very large extent in the years since. But I think what we've seen, Kevin, in the last few days, you just replayed that speech again. Charles is already really growing into the role as king. We can see him taking on new responsibilities. And yes, I think the people of Wales will support him. And also we can see Prince William and his wife, that walkabout outside Windsor Castle yesterday, we could see them growing into their role as Prince and Princess of Wales. This is a time of flux, of great change. It's a little bit unsettling in some ways, but I do believe the future is bright. And hey, I think William and Kate representing Wales on the world stage, they're going to be real stars in time. I really believe that.
I vaguely remember as a little kid watching Prince Charles's investiture at Carnarvon Castle. Am I right? Will there be a similar ceremony for Prince William?
Interesting. We don't know because, yes, that was at Carnarvon Castle. What was it, 68 or 69, something like that. If you go back through history, though, Kevin, sometimes that investiture has been held in the House of Lords. It hasn't always been held in Wales. What will happen this time? I think it's a little bit different because Charles was a very young man when he was invested. He was given the title in 58. The investiture happened a decade later. Whereas with Prince William and Kate, they are considerably older and have been in the public eye for some time. It may be a smaller scale thing in the House of Lords, a relatively simple ceremony. Time will tell, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's the way it happens.
Stay where you are, Marcus. I'm going to bring Charlie Rae on, the former Sun Royal editor. Charlie, what is the Prince of Wales? Why does the heir to the throne always get that job, and what does it entail?
Well, the Prince of Wales was created some years ago as a for the heir to the throne, and with that carries various duties and perks. Not least of all the Duchy of Cornwall, for which that will help keep Prince William into the style to which he's become accustomed and won't be a burden on the taxpayer. But just going back a second to what Marcus said, and brilliant stuff, Marcus. You have to remember as well that William and Catherine started off their first family home in Anglesey, at which Prince George spent his first few months of his life, and the King has a home in Wales as well, which is still there. So that there is as big a relationship with Wales, with the royals, as there is in Scotland. So that won't change. And I'm really pleased that William and Catherine have said tonight that they're going to spend as many months and years as they can in Wales and helping the people there, just as Princess Diana did.
And Marcus, you were saying that support for the royal family, for the institution of the British monarchy, is very strong in Wales. We shouldn't make any mistake about that.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin. We're seeing this outpouring here. I was in the supermarket the other day, and normally where they've got the in-store music, there was absolute silence. There was a sort of reverence the way people were walking around the supermarket. They were speaking, but in a sort of hushed tone. We are very, very respectful of the Queen. She came to Wales many times. She met many people. But I'd also say this about the new King, and this is something to bear in mind, is that I know people who've met Prince Charles, or the King now as we must call him, through his charity work. And they say that I was talking to somebody the other day. She used to work for a hospice, and Prince Charles, as he was then, visited. And when there was just the two of them speaking privately, he took an intense interest in the work of the hospice, day-to-day life there, the fundraising efforts. He was sincere, he was calm, he was thoughtful, he was engaging, he was interested in what she had to say. And I think he learned well from his mother in that sense. Yes, he's made mistakes in his life. Look, anybody who'd lived in the public eye for, 73, 74 years is bound to have made mistakes. We've all made mistakes in our lives. Difference is he had the public glare on him at all times. So his mistakes were amplified because of that. But Prince Charles, as he was then, got things about 95% right. The Prince of Wales Trust, the various work he did with the Prince's Trust, lots of young people who'd taken a few wrong turns in life, made mistakes, were given opportunities to get on in life. People who wanted to start charities or organizations or needed a little bit of help, the Prince's Trust has done tremendous work. And I believe now that baton will be handed on to William and Catherine. And the Queen, the Queen was held in great respect. I believe the King, in time, will be held in similar respect by the people of Wales.
Marcus, fantastic to talk to you. Thank you very much for your time. That's Marcus Stead, Welsh journalist, stating there, Charlie, that make no mistake, the Welsh love the royal family.
Absolutely, and I think you'll get exactly the same in Scotland. He's going to visit all these four corners, and it'll be interesting to see the reception he gets. I think the reception he's going to get is going to be similar to the people who've come out in Scotland, as we've seen, to watch the coffin going to Holyrood House. Yeah. And I think that we'll continue in all four corners to like the monarchy.
Because some people said, because of the great affection in which the Queen was held, that when Charles came along, that support for the royal family would fall off a cliff. Well, I think what's happened since Thursday is exactly the opposite.
Well, he's had.
I think it's rocketed. It
has rocketed. He's had a great start. Based on unfortunately his mother dying, but his mother has died, and he has taken over the mantle. And as I said to you earlier on, he's had a 70-year apprenticeship for this job, and he's learnt very, very well at the hands and feet of the Queen.
Yeah, his smartest move is to say, I'm going to do it like my mum. Yeah, I mean, that's a very smart move. If you do it like your mum, you'll be all right, Charlie, I'll tell you that.